Hey y'all, this is about Druski and his skit about Erica Kirk. Straight up, when did we start throwing around words like blackface so loosely that it don't even mean what it used to mean anymore? Because right now, people are saying that Druski mocked Erica Kirk. Him mocking her is somehow the same thing as blackface. And I'm sorry, but that's a serious accusation. That's not just internet drama. That's history. That's pain. That's something very, very real. So before you jump on that train, we need to slow it down a little bit. Okay? Now, look, I get why some people are calling it hypocrisy. I'm not ignoring that part. Druski built his whole brand off of exaggerating people. He does characters, right? He leans into stereotypes, right? He stretches behavior to the point where it's funny. That's his lane. That's what he does. So, yeah, if somebody who feels like, wait a minute, you make a living off mocking people, but now when it hits a certain way, it's different. He hit one of your beloved figures, Erica Kirk. Now it's different from him hitting his own neighborhood, his own people, exaggerating his own people. Now it's different. I can understand that argument. That's a fair point because consistency matters. But here's where people start to lose me at, okay? The moment you jump from that was in poor taste to this is basically blackface, now we're not being honest anymore. We're not being honest because blackface wasn't just joking or mocking. It wasn't just exaggeration. That was a system. That was people taking Black identity, stripping it down, mocking it, and using it to justify real world disrespect, exclusion, and harm. That came from a place of power looking down on people. That's not what happened with Druski, okay? That's not what he's doing. Druski is not an outsider mocking a group he doesn't belong to. He's not putting on a costume to dehumanize her or a race. He's doing what he's always done, playing exaggerated characters based on behavior, personality types, and internet culture. Okay. Now you can still not like it. You can still say that joke didn't land the way it was supposed to. You can still say that felt personal. That's valid. But calling it blackface, that's a stretch. And when everything becomes that serious, then nothing is serious. Okay. And let me tell you this while we go on underneath all of this. Okay. People are mixing up two different things: roasting and disrespect. Because we all know the difference. We all know the difference. Roasting is when you exaggerate something people recognize. It's uncomfortable, yeah, but it's relatable. That's why it works. Disrespect is when you strip somebody down to something they can't control, or you make them the joke in a way that feels mean-spirited, heartfelt, mean, instead of being funny. Now that is the real conversation, not blackface, not these big dramatic labels that y'all want to put on folks. The real question is, was Druski making fun of her behavior, or was he tearing down a person? And depending on how you answer that, that's going to determine how you feel about it. But let's be honest. Let's be real about something else too. A lot of people laughing at Druski all this time had no problem with the content until they saw themselves inside of it. Now suddenly it's too far. It's too problematic. So now suddenly it needs a label. That's not accountability. That's discomfort. Okay. And comedy lives in discomfort. Now, I'm not saying comedians get a free pass to say whatever they want to. That's not what I'm saying at all here. Okay. But if your rule is nobody should ever be mocked, then you need to apply that across the damn board, not just when it comes close to home or hits you close to home. Because if you laugh when it's somebody else, but get outraged when it's somebody you relate to, that's where the hypocrisy really starts showing up. So shut your ass up. So don't rush to throw heavy labels on somebody or something just because it made you feel uncomfortable. Say what it actually is. If it felt mean, say it felt mean. If it didn't land, say it didn't land. If it crossed a line, then explain that line. But don't reach for history you don't fully understand or fully respect just to win an argument online, okay? Because once you start doing that, you're not protecting people anymore. You're just watering down the truth. And if everything becomes offensive at that level, then nothing holds weight when it actually matters. So y'all need to check yourself about that. I'll see you in the next one.